Welcome back to Zwartkops, and as always, on and off track action at the Extreme Festival here at the grand finale, and a big drive this weekend to donate blood from all our drivers. Mobil 1 V8 Supercars about to make their way out onto the circuit for their final heat of the season, and can Mackie Adlam wrap up another championship in this incredibly talented field of drivers? Adlam is certainly up for it, and so is Franco Di Matteo, but he's got a lot of work to do to try and close that gap down and just beat his arch rival out for 2019's championship. The new drivers are all in for it, but they're all looking just to possibly spoil the day and take some victories. Thomas Reeb being definitely one of those who'll be looking for that final bit of blood for 2019. No pun intended. Mobil 1 V8's the fastest cars on the Extreme Festival's calendar, there's no doubt about it. And here we go, for the final time as they roll out and get ready to go for action with Rolling Thunder here at Zwartkops. Di Matteo and Reeb, big rivalry between the two of them, but of course out of the same stable. The front end of this field, it's the two Jaguars. Can there be any luck for Mackie Adlam in this first one to possibly wrap it up from the word go? Thomas Reeb tucked in behind, and Wilford alongside him as they head down towards turn 1. It's double yellows for turn 1 and 2 for the big V8 Supercars. They only actually get racing by the time they come out of turn 2, and that's where they get the green flag for the first time. So there you can see the double wave yellows. Not to say there's any issues, it's just to keep all these cars on track because there's just so much horsepower to play with out on the circuit. And as they get through turn 2, it's now every man for himself. And Di Matteo leads out in the Deltec Batteries Jaguar, followed by Mackie Adlam. Then you've got Thomas Reeb and Wilford pushing through there. Corey Falshank looking for a chance to possibly get up there as quickly as he can. New man to the series, Warren Lombard, stepping out of the historic AC Cobra he's been battling with over the last 4 or 5 seasons, and now into the big V8 Supercars for the first time. He'll definitely be a man to watch out for as he steps up. Falshank, though, is putting Larry Wilford under huge pressure as they head down towards turn number 8. 1 and 2, Jaguars. Then you've got the Chevy. Behind that, it's a Ford Falcon, Ford Mustang, and a Ford Falcon behind that as well. So there's just non-stop rivalry between the Chevys and Fords, all fighting for honours here in the final 2 races of 2019's Mobil 1 V8s. The Italian Stallion hangs on for now. Falshank on the back end of Wilford. Wilford soaking up the pressure, using the experience that he's had since about the 1980s in the modified saloons and then into V8s. And Franco Di Matteo, of course, using all the experience he's got to fend off and fight for this championship. If Mackie Adlam stays in second place, it's enough. He's got to hope that something goes wrong with Adlam's car, and that's the only way that Di Matteo can maybe spoil the day and spoil the season for Mackie Adlam. Heading up to the top of the hill, it's a third place battle starting to rage there as well between Thomas Reeb and Terry Wilford. Corey Falshank still applying pressure on the back end of Larry Wilford. Terry Wilford, though, is definitely looking for a chance now to pounce on that Chevy Lumina. The Mobil 1 and Red Bull car of Thomas Reeb with the Fuchs car putting pressure onto him. 2 Jags getting away from the 2 of them. So Chevy leads out the 3 Mustangs, or the 3 Ford-powered machines. One of them is only a Mustang. 2 of them are Falcons. And the 2 Falcons are squeezing that big horse in between the 2 of them. And Mustang of Wilford, though, is going defensive on all occasions to keep out Corey Falshank in the Elite 10s machine. Now down on the brakes into turn 2, first gear corner as they power out of here. Look at the big stripes being put down there by the rubber as they lay that power down onto the track. Great debut here for Warren Lombard in that Pep Boys Automotive Ford Falcon as he heads onto turn 3. Bit of a gap opening up now between Mackie Adlam and Thomas Reeb, and Adlam just controlling things by the looks of things. Looks like he actually might be slowing down slightly though, so I'm a bit concerned about that. Mackie Adlam's day might not be done yet. He was looking for a second place behind Di Matteo to wrap up this championship, but he's lost some ground there to Di Matteo, and he's losing more ground there to Thomas Reeb and to Wilford. Wilford squared, that is, because Larry Wilford is not too far behind Terry as they go through turn 6, and he's still keeping out the attentions of Corey Falshank. So little rivalries that have raged all season long. New rivalries starting to rage as well as Falshank just loses a little bit of ground coming out of turn 6 and 7 to Larry Wilford in the second of the Fuchs cars. That's the Mustang. As they head down towards turn 1 again, it's still Thomas Reeb ahead of Terry Wilford. And Wilford has not had an answer yet to Thomas Reeb's pace. The Deltec Batteries Jaguar out front, the Black Cat of the Italian Stallion, Franco Di Matteo, getting away. But have a look at how that gap has closed down onto the back end of Mackie Adlam. The 10 car comes through there of Antoni Marks. He's slowly but surely making his way now into a possible top 5. Adlam still in second, but losing ground. In the background comes Wilford. It's Wilford and Reeb in the foreground, and Reeb just closing the door, not giving any room there to Terry Wilford to find a way past. No room at all being given here by the Deltec Batteries car, and in fact the room is opening up a little bit by little bit. Di Matteo leads out over Adlam. And Mackie Adlam hasn't had an answer, but he doesn't need one. He's got to just finish second behind Franco de Matteo, and that's exactly what he's trying to do here. Into the closing stages of this first heat. And the two Jaguars pulling away now from the second and third place battle. In fact, third and fourth place battle as they head down into turn 8. You can see just how tight it's getting. There's a car who won earlier on in the season as well. Not quite on the same kind of pace there for JP Nokia, but he is just ahead there of David Kutsia and Arki Kampan in the background. They come across the line, another lap completed for them. And David Kutsia from Warren Lombard. Lombard slowly but surely closing in and looking for a chance to spoil the day of usual contenders in this category. The new man has not found it that difficult to get to grips with the big V8 power. Remember, he comes from an AC Cobra. It's a powerful machine he normally plays with. Front end is all about Di Matteo and pulling away now from Mackie Adlam. Adlam controlling things from second place in terms of the championship. But he is being closed down rapidly there by Thomas Reeb. Reeb and Wolford are coming, and they're coming quickly. And I think, I mentioned it earlier on, I thought there might have been a mistake or a problem on Adlam's car. There is. Adlam pulls to the sideline. I wonder if he's picked up a puncture out there. Slowly but surely, he's been caught and passed now by Thomas Reeb and by Terry Wolford, and that's going to be costly in this championship. Di Matteo will realize that his arch rival is slowing and has disappeared from his rearview mirrors with 1 lap to go. Is Adlam going to have to pull in the pit lane, or is he going to try and circulate and just finish at the back of the field? Larry Wolford's got past on him. So has Corey Volshank. So he's dropped right down into 6th or 7th place there, and I think even David Kutsia might have passed him too with a lap to go. Di Matteo's got no radio, so he'll only be able to see what's in his rearview mirrors. And the next thing he's going to see in his rearview mirrors is his stablemate there, Thomas Reeb. Further back in the field, Ian Young fighting with Steve Herbst. It's for 9 and 10, maybe 11th place on track. Oh, Wolford's off. Wolford makes a mistake in the Mustang. Turn 2 and he's out of shape, and he's got it completely off track. So Larry Wolford now hands 4th place to Corey Volshank. There's 2nd and 3rd, and it's Reeb from Terry Wolford. Volshank a little bit further back there. We won't pick him up in the shot. He's definitely going to finish up in 4th place there. That'll want to be his best finish of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Another victory, though, going to Di Matteo as we come through turn 8, G&H Transport Corner, and across the line to get the checkered flag. The Italian Stallion takes the win as they cross the line there to take another great victory in the Mobil 1 V8 Supercars. Franco Di Matteo's victory pushes him into the potential of winning the Triple Crown. That's double victories at 3 of the rounds in this championship. He's still also fighting for the overall championship with the demise of Mackie Adlam. He takes the victory there in the confirmed results ahead of Thomas Reeb, Terry Wolford and Corey Volshank, with JP Nokia eventually up into 5th place ahead of Antoine Marks, David Kutsia and Alki Kampan. Join us after the break for the final bit of action from the grand finale here at Zwartkops. Welcome back to Mobil 1 V8 Supercar action now, and the final bit of action here from Zwartkops. The Extreme Festival of Motorsport is about to come to a conclusion, and what a way to bring it to that conclusion here with the big V8 Supercars. Problems in the first heat for Mackie Adlam is definitely something that the team are concerned about. He's literally got to finish this race in the top 5, otherwise the championship may go to his arch rival Franco Di Matteo. Di Matteo will be concentrating on trying to get the Triple Crown, and a double victory here today will do that for him. But there's still some big action to be expected here as we go on board here with potentially the champion-elect Mackie Adlam. Reverse grid, remember, with the V8 Supercars, which means that we're going to be seeing a different man on the front row there. Ian Young leads them out as they cross the line and the lights go out. And also remember, it's double wave yellows into turn 1 and 2. So line astern as you stand on the grid is how you'll go into turn 1 and 2. Once you get the green flag out of turn 2, it's every man for himself. Good start there from Steve Herbst. I think he might have jumped the gun ever so slightly though. It's not green flags up to there, it's only green flags now. And he might have just got ahead of Ian Young a little bit too quickly. We're on board here with Thomas Reeb side by side with Mackie Adlam through turn 3. Adlam around his outside and just squeezes Reeb to get in front. Late braking from Herbst. Good start coming out of the big charge. And all problems. There goes the 10 car. And 20 Marks being forced wide. And I think David Kutsia joined him going into the kitty litter through turn 4 Volkswagen corner. Herbst hangs on for the lead right now in the Pry Instrumentation Corvette. Chevy versus Jaguar versus Chevy. Then we've got the big charge of all the contenders coming from the back of the field. Larry Wolford leads out that charge. He's got just behind Warren Lombard. And Mackie Adlam out of shape. Oh, Adlam got it completely locked up there. That's a big mistake from the championship potential winner. Oh man, is that going to be costly to him or not? We'll wait and see. He's getting back on track in the background. You can just see that. Larry Wolford dives on the inside of Warren Lombard as they go through the final corner. So Wolford now starting to become the biggest rival from the back end of the field. After that big spin in race number 1, he doesn't want to make any more mistakes. He comes up onto the back end of Ian Young now, looking for a way past on him. They dive through. JP Norkia making his way through as well. He's got Terry Wolford right behind him, and then Franco Di Matteo trying to squeeze out Wolford as they come through here. And now you can see just tucking in behind him as they go flying past the pole man, Ian Young. Di Matteo following very close attentions here to the back end of Terry Wolford. Terry Wolford all over the back of the second Corvette on track. That is JP Norkia in the N4 auto body machine. As they head through turn 4, he's on to Warren Lombard now. Lombard trying to go defensive. Still Steve Herbst leads out. Good start here from this man, keeping it all together. And how tight is it? Right on his tail is Kampan. And they're starting to mix it up in the background big time. Warren Lombard losing out one position there as a big move came there from Larry Wolford. And here comes one from the Italian Stallion as well. Lombard will know the white line rule. And there you go. Di Matteo looking for the inside line. Lombard uses that outside line and just powers through there in that big Ford Falcon. So Ford Falcon versus the Cat this time. The Cat beats the Bird. And Di Matteo squeezes him out into turn 1. Here comes the N4 auto body Corvette now onto Lombard's tail. Corey Falshank in third place. Best spot he's ever been in, that's for sure, in a big V8 supercar heat. He's now going to try and fend that one off. Let's have a look at the replay here of the spin from Mackie Adlam's point of view. He just gets on the loud pedal a little bit too early. Cold tyres at the top of the hill. He'll be used to that. Hopefully he can make a return to the front end. Watch out for Adlam pedaling through. He'll be fired up. Falshank coming side by side. Oh, there's a touch. Falshank and Kampan coming together, and you can see Corey Falshank not happy about that. Throws the steering wheel out. Very unhappy man there. Potential win on the cards there, I think, for Corey Falshank. Here comes Larry Wolford with the pressure from the second of the black cars on track. Mustang versus Jaguar. Can the Cat get past the horse this time and go hunting down for that big Chevy-powered Corvette out front? Steve Herbst has had 4 laps at the front. This is an incredible drive from him. Let's have a look at that crash once again at the top end here from Di Matteo's point of view. He climbs on the brakes. Oh, actually, to be honest with you, that was all Falshank. Falshank got on the inside curb out of turn 5, got it out of shape, went into the side of Kampan and ended up in the kitty litter. So I think the frustration was mainly with himself. How's that for a change-up? Chop and change quickly, and the Di Matteo just squeezes through on Larry Wolford, and now trying to do the same thing under braking for turn 5. Steve Herbst is so good on the brakes though. That's highly unlikely to be the usual contender there. Steve Herbst has had something special in his breakfast this morning, and he fends off the championship rivals right behind him. This is one of the best drivers I've seen out of Stevie in a long time. And he's keeping the Italian Stallion at bay for now. Behind that, it's Larry Wolford. Lining up is Kampan behind that. And look out for Warren Lombard. And here comes Adlam. Adlam diving through. Look at that. Not holding anything back on that N4 auto body Corvette. And JP Norkia had no answer. New leader into turn 1. Eventually Herbst gets beaten down into turn 1. And here comes Wolford along for second. Could he get through as well? Italian Stallion, Franco Di Matteo leading the race and looking for that triple crown. Here comes Wolford onto Herbst. Herbst trying to go defensive. Ian Young just behind that. That was our pole man. He's dropped right out of it and basically just outside the top 10. Problems for Terry Wolford. Terry Wolford pulling to the sideline. The second of the Fuchs cars pulling to the side and out of this one. Reeb now under attack from Mackie Adlam as they go through Volkswagen. Up to the top of the hill. Watch out for a move here from the second of the Jaguars. The first one is leading the pack. The second one is looking to get up to third. He's got to get up to at least third place to take this championship. And there it is. Diving on Reeb. Oh, and a touch. Reeb and Adlam coming together. Adlam catches it. Reeb is sideways. He's going backwards into Kenwood corner. He puts it into reverse gear and he's going to reverse out of the kitty litter. This is the point from Adlam and the same incident into turn 6, Kenwood corner. Little touch there between Adlam and Reeb. Reeb fortunate to just go backwards into the kitty litter. This is Thomas Reeb's point of view of the same incident. Watch for the tap or feel it. Bang, there it is. And now nose to nose between Adlam and himself. Adlam got going again and he's up to third place, but I think JP Norkia might have just squeezed him out, but he's got back ahead of Norkia. Now going on the attack to Larry Wolford, looking for second. Never mind first place in this race. He's looking for second at the moment. He's got to try and get through on both the black cars if he wants that first place and the championship. Third place is enough, but the way that Mackie Adlam is driving is like a man possessed. He is not looking for anything less than first place. And there into turn 4, forces Wolford and taps Wolford. Wow! Mackie Adlam, do you want to hit the pace car, bud? Because you've hit everybody else out there. We want you to be perfect. Wow, that is big maneuvering happening from Mackie Adlam, and not the usual kind of driving we see out of Adlam. You can see how hungry he is for this championship. But I can tell you, Larry Wolford won't be happy with that. This is Adlam's point of view as they go towards turn 4 again. They go side by side. He's on the inside line. There's no white line rule into turn 4. And, well, Wolford comes across on him. Racing incident, I would say, but definitely the two cars coming together there and not where they wanted to. And Tony Marks is off at Kenwood, so he spun out all on his own some there. And looks like there's a bit of chaos right around the circuit because David Kutsia spun out at G&H Transport Corner. I saw Julian Familiaris' car, there it is, on the sideline out of turn 3. I think Franco de Matteo is the only man who hasn't crashed into anybody out there. And he's just kept it all together and heading towards the checkered flag and the Triple Crown. That is going to be an awesome effort here from the Deltec Batteries Jaguar man. Franco de Matteo finishing the season off just exactly what he needed to do. JP Nokia, I think, has moved up in his second place right now. There's the stricken Thomas Reeve. There's just V8s everywhere. Any corner you want to go into, there's a V8 parked on the side of it. Except for this man, who's coming for the Triple Crown and the last victory of 2019. Unfortunately, it's Mackie Adlam who's in third place. So Franco de Matteo will have to settle for second in the championship. And Mackie Adlam is going to take the victory with his third spot on track, despite taking out a couple of cars out on the circuit. Across the line comes Larry Wolford. He got going again. There's the man who's going to win the Triple Crown and have the last say for 2019, Franco de Matteo. Confirmation of that result, de Matteo from JP Nokia, Adlam in third, Warren Lombard beating out Ian Young, Larry Wolford and Tony Marks, and Alki Kampan, your top 8 in the V8 Supercars, sponsored by Mobil 1. Let's catch up with Franco de Matteo after a phenomenal day and the Triple Crown.
I think it was one of the toughest ones I've ever had. I mean, carnage all over the show, the guys were taking each other out, and I just took it easy, found the gaps. And I tell you, it worked out at the end of the day. And I mean, at the end of the day, I was riding, I'm looking around and saying, where's the rest of the guys? But you know what? I'm going to take the win. And we finalized it with the win. But lap record, 2 poles, what else do we want? That's it. And thanks to everybody around here that supported me. Yeah, I can't believe it.
Mobil 1 V8 Supercar champion is Mackie Adlam. There's the celebrations.
What a blessing, what a race. You know, compliments to the team and thanks to them. All the glory to God, first of all, and thanks to Mobil 1 that made all of this possible for all of us, and amazing series to be part of.
It has been a fantastic battle, and arch rivalries will continue in 2020. Great to have Mobil 1 on board. They'll be joining us again in 2020. Let's catch up with the chairman of the V8 Supercars, Terry Wolford.
Yeah, it was a good season. I think it was a good way to introduce Mobil back into South Africa and, you know, obviously into motorsports and that. And, you know, for our series, it's great. You know, we got older guys, we've got young guys, we've got a good mix. Cars are good, they look great. But yeah, you know, this sort of thing doesn't really happen unless you've got sponsors that are, you know, supportive of you and back you in that. So, you know, for me, Mobil and St. Loop, I mean, we just can't thank them enough. It's been a good first season, I think. I think we've sort of proven to everyone that, you know, it's you just need to get good cars, close racing, and that's what the spectators want to see. So from our side, we're good.
Some of the championships are now wrapped up. We'll bring you all the rest of the final bit of action from the grand finale here at Zwartkops at the Extreme Festival of Motorsport. All this action from the Extreme Festival of Motorsport is proudly brought to you by Mobil 1, G&H Transport, and Motormark Clarkstorp.